These are tips that you've never heard of before, right? And the last one is kind of controversial. Have you ever related to the fact that you were just skinny? You were skinny, skinny fat, and you always wanted to be like voluptuous, like with a lot of muscle, right? And for some reason, you never could gain any weight. You never could gain any weight. You're always just stuck at this stupidly annoying weight of 70 kilograms or like 150 pounds. And you're going to the gym. You're beginning to see like, body recomposition, muscle changes and everything. You're beginning to see progress, but you just could not gain weight no matter what you did, no matter what you tried. You consumed, you enveloped yourself, and you basically got like you forced yourself to eat as much as you possibly could, but you never could gain weight. You're just stuck at that level. And it's just annoying as shit. And everyone's talking about like, yeah, man, I'm gaining weight, I'm bulking, bro, I'm bulking. But you simply just cannot. And you are stuck at that fickle, measly 150 victim weight level, right? That's what I experienced. I experienced that whole thing for a solid like year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years of my lifting career, and I just could not gain any weight. My lifts in the gym, they were ever so slightly getting, more like increasing and everything, but I was not increasing in scale, and I was not increasing at the rate of progress that others were increasing. What the hell was I doing wrong? I'm trying to eat, but the weight does not go up. I'm trying to shove food down my bowels, but nothing is going up. What is going on? I will do anything. I will do anything to increase my weight. And that's what I did. Last winter, I invented something called the Gigabulk protocol. And for the first time in my entire life, I had gained 35, 40 pounds on this protocol. It was the Gigabulk protocol, and it was ridiculously like, when I tell you, most of my diet literally just consisted of pizzas. If you're on a bulk or anything, right? Like try and make it 70% clean, 30% dirty. You can have a fucking pizza every now and then. Bro, my entire diet consisted of buy one, get one free pizza offers from Uber Eats. My entire diet. Imagine that, right? You want to do that every now and then. But imagine all I was eating was just that. So can you imagine the amount of sodium, the unfathomable, the behemoths amount of sodium entering my body, the bloat, the puff. Here's a picture of me back then, right? The bloating, the puffiness, the feeling like death. That's right, death. Feeling like death. You wake up, you're like, why did I wake up? I just want to return to sleep. You simply just don't want to exist anymore. This Gigabulk protocol was what worked. It gained me weight finally for the first time ever. I was actually able to gain weight. Now, here's the thing. Unfortunately, most of this weight was actually water retention. It was water retention because of the unbelievable, the astronomical amount of carbs that was entering my body and the astronomical amount of sodium, basically, that caused water retention, right? Because when you have a bunch of carbs and sodium, aka pizza, bread and salt, that's a recipe for bloat cell. It's a recipe for Balloon Ali to just spawn in out of nowhere, right? Here's Balloon Ali. So, of course, this just destroyed me. It destroyed me, and it literally destroyed like every ounce of what I believed the bulk to be. And I was just like, you know what, man, I'm never doing this shit again. I started on the cut, and the thing is, when I started on the cut, my physique looked really good. Surprisingly, that bulk was the most amount of progress I've ever made in my physique. Here's a picture of what my physique looked like. And it's crazy, right? Even with all of this water retention, even with how shit this bulk was, I actually made a lot of progress. And this can be accounted probably to the fact that I had never actually been on a bulk before, per se, like actually gained a lot of weight, right? Now, here's the thing. This year, I'm doing the bulk way, way better. And there's a few secrets that I will share with you that if you actually perform, prepare to see what your physique will look like after this winter bulk is over, after this bulk in general is over, right? Prepare, and mark my words when I say this, because I don't disappoint and I don't bullshit when I say something like so many of these other fools out there. Prepare to see what my physique will look like after this bulk. I'm going to give you 3 tips that will change your bulking career forever. And keep in mind, you've never heard of these before. This isn't just like, oh, just consume 300 above your caloric maintenance. These are tips that you've never heard of before, right? And the last one is kind of controversial. When I say it, you'll be like, nah, this bullshit, bro. The research says this and that. But trust me, these tips will change your life forever. And you've never heard of them before, like I said. Oh, but Ali, you always say you are just like all the other self-improvement channels. You say repetitive shit. Yeah, sure, I'll say repetitive shit, but you don't do anything. You don't take action. Why do you want me to say new things when you don't even take action on the basics? Oh, but Ali, bro, you fell off, bro. Yeah, okay, but you play Roblox. You play Roblox, you camel fucker. You play Roblox, you slime of the earth, and you come to me. You come to me with all my magnificence. And you, a fucking Roblox player, come and tell me, oh, bro, but you fell off? You know that piece of gum that's just stuck on the bottom of someone's shoe? You piece of sewage trash. Like, if you're actually coming from a place of intellect and critique, okay, sure. But you play Roblox and you come and tell me, Ali, you fell off, bro. Now, here are these 3 tips, but first you need to understand this. You need to understand that your physique will go to shit on a bulk. You need to understand the concept of delayed gratification. You need to understand the concept of putting away something good in the meanwhile so that it's better down the future. You need to understand the concept of putting away the Roblox so that you actually make it in life later down the line. Fucking Roblox players, man. So your physique will go to shit, right? It will go to shit in the meanwhile during this bulk, right? And the bulks that I put you on, they're not like these, 3-year lean bulks and everything. This bulk will be like technically slower than last year's, but last year's bulk was like, it was not really good, right? It will be slower, but it will be very, very good, right? So first thing you must understand is your physique will go to shit. It will not really look as good. It will not look aesthetic. You'll take your shirt off. You'll find like your bottom ab is gone. You'll find like, that like fucking, like just some little puffiness. You're not going to be looking lean. You're not going to be looking that aesthetic. You're just going to be looking big, right? So if you want to like fill out your shirt and actually have some voluptuous mass for once, this is where it will actually help, right? And the second thing you must understand is you will also start to feel like shit, right? Down the line, as you progress to the bulk, because I bulk a lot of weight on you, right? I don't just bulk like, 10-pound bulk, 5-pound cut, 10-pound bulk. I don't do this shit. I do like 40-pound bulks and then 25, 30-pound cuts. That's what I do. So you will begin to feel like shit later down the bulk because it's just like the fat starts accumulating, the bloat starts accumulating, not as bad as last year's, right? But this is a necessary, this is a sacrifice for the greater good. This is a necessary evil. Okay, the fat will start getting to you, the bloat will start getting to you, and late, like down the line, you'll start having like your estrogen levels will start slowly elevating. But again, this is a necessary evil so that later down the line, you have higher tests and everything, right? I have 1,223 nanograms per deciliter of testosterone. I know what I'm talking about when I talk about testosterone, okay? So it's a necessary evil so that later down the line, you actually have a better hormonal profile. Now, the final thing you need to understand is this is a brutal process. It fucks with you, but you only need to do this around 3 to 4 times in your life, right? This whole bulking shit, you only need to do it 3 to 4 times in your life because after the 4th time or 3rd time, depending on who you are, you start reaching your natural genetic potential, which means your hypertrophy levels are just, they don't really grow that much anymore, right? So let's say you make 10 pounds of muscle on your first bulk and then, or 20 pounds on your first bulk, right? And then 10 pounds on your second, and then 5 on your third, and then 2 on your fourth. You see how the diminishing returns slowly start to heat at it? It's no longer worth bulking fucking, 30 pounds for 1 pound of muscle. It's not worth it to do that anymore. So that's when you just hop on a main gaining phase, right? And like it makes sense at that level. Like you just kind of train and you focus on strength. You don't really focus on hypertrophy anymore. You can try to do that, but like you're too in advance to get to that level, right? Even I'm still too like I haven't reached that genetic potential yet. So we're not gonna talk about that for now. So understand these 3 points and actually embrace them. Now let's talk about the actual tips. And the first tip is something I like to call the cashew box. The cashew box. What the fuck is this weird psychopath talking about? Gentlemen, a few days ago, this was pull. Yeah, pull. Bottom to top. Bottom to top, right? Was pull. This was maybe 2-3 days ago, right? And it's practically been consumed. Kind of, I left this little amount left so that I could actually record this video and show you. These are all just cashews. Literally, they're just cashews. Now you're gonna tell me, what the hell, Ali? Why the hell are you just telling me to eat just, what, do I just eat cashews? No, you don't eat cashews per se. You know when you eat a meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, you have a meal, there's an intermittent period between meal and second meal. This intermittent period is where usually sometimes people, the normies, they like to have shit. They like to eat filth. They like to eat chocolate. They like to drink Coca-Cola. They just have a random snack. On this bulk, your digestive system does not get any rest. During this intermittent period, you're going to consume a shit ton of cashews. You just eat cashews. You're working, have some on the side. You're watching something, have some on the side. Watch something when you're done with work, by the way. I set you to high standards. When I say you do something and it's not productive, that's because you've already been productive. It's fucking 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. and I'm recording this shit for you, bro. I have some shame. When you always wake up at fucking 12 a.m. or 12 p.m., go immediately just to the hop on fucking Pornhub, bro. I don't know, right? So here's the thing. As you intermit, like these intermittent periods, you're just consuming cashews and cashews and cashews and cashews. Now here's the thing. Why specifically cashews? Well, cashews, my friend, are the nuts that, like, they literally have it all. They have a ridiculously high amount of, this amount probably has like a solid 400 calories, bro. Just this amount, maybe even more. They're very high on calories. This is nothing. Look at this. There's a fucking couple handfuls. I'll literally scoop them all. They're very high in calories. They're very high in fat, and not this filthy canola oil fat. They're actually like decent, not as good as animal fats, right? But they're very high in fats, and they also taste really good, and they're easy to consume. They're so ridiculously easy to consume. Like if I told you, yeah man, what's a food that's high in calories but that's kind of annoying to consume? Steak. Fatty steaks, right? If I just told you eat steaks and eat steaks and eat steaks, you just get sick of it. But this is so easy to consume. So you're working, you literally just grab a fucking cashew and then you just consume it, right? Very simple, very easy to consume, very, very tasty. It's so overpowered for just boosting your caloric intake on the daily. So this shit is one of the most overpowered ways of just boosting your caloric intake on the daily in general. There's no, like, it's the most simple thing in the world. You're just sitting and then you just eat cashews. Literally. It's just a box on the side where you can just consume the cashews. It's so ridiculously easy. And when I think of this, like, it's like, how do people not think of this? How did I not think of this earlier? How did I just, like, not consume anything in the meanwhile? So simple. It's a healthy snack, decently healthy, right? It's not gonna fuck you up, basically. They're actually good for you. They're decently healthy, and they're very, very high in calories. So easy to consume, and it just boosts your caloric intake. This alone could start upping your weight, by the way. If you've been stuck at a weight, just add this. Imagine how easy that is. This can like slowly add 20 pounds to your weight because now you're up 700 calories or 500 calories on your total caloric maintenance, whatever, your TDE. So this is so ridiculously overpowered. It's so good. It's so nice. It's so easy. And it makes everything so convenient for you, especially if you're sitting or you can just take it on the go. This is basically the best thing ever, right? And how do you get this? Where do you get this from? In Canada, I'm not sure if it's also in the United States, right? But there's a place called Bulk Barn. I don't know like where this is located throughout the world, but it exists in Canada. So if you're in Canada, you can find them. Also in the US, maybe. I think it might be just in the West. But just look for a place that's Bulk Barn or that's like Bulk Barn. What is Bulk Barn? Bulk Barn is basically a store. It's basically like a Walmart, but for nuts. Not even just nuts, but like for things that you scoop out of. You know, in Walmart and like fucking Carrefour in the UAE, in Dubai. These like big grocery stores, right? You ever find these like big boxes that just have like 50 kilograms worth of nuts just lying inside, for like some kind of spices or just like boxes or like basically some kind of box, plastic box that has a bunch of shit inside where there's a scoop that you can scoop it, you can kind of try it out. You can imagine like the like there's like pistachios and everything and like whatever, right? You just kind of grab the scoop and you fill your container. They usually have containers that you can like ask for or can buy from them, right? Grab the thing, just spill the scoop, and make sure you actually get the good cashews because there's like weird cashews. There's a honey mixed like flavored barbecue cashews. There's like literally 15 million ingredients inside. It's canola oil, sesame oil. There's like 4 different types of oils. 7 different types of emulsifiers, 7 different types of thickeners. There's like fucking gums in the cas. It's like weird shit, right? Don't grab that shit. This is literally just the organic, the cashew itself, the cashew, salt. That's it, right? That's literally it. Okay, so this is the cashew tip. Don't have the filthy cashews. Have these good cashews, and your bulk will start exploding from here on out. But if you thought this was just the only good tip that I have for you, my friend, welcome to tip number 2, which is the recipe for a drink called the Muscle Magnifier V3. You might think, what the hell is V3? There's a third version of this. What about the first version? Well, the first version, let me tell you the first version. The first version consisted of plastic milk. That's right. In the West, they package milk in plastic. Yeah, you heard me right. You might think it's weird, right? Usually it's like milk cartons or like the little like the other ones, like not the soft kind of plastic. Like imagine like a plastic kind of like this, right? But you know those like literal plastic bags? They package the milk in plastic bags. Plastic bags. Bro, I know. When I came here, it was like, what the hell? You guys are fucked. How do you package milk in plastic bags, right? They package the milk in plastic bags, like literally like a Ziploc bags, bro. I'm not joking. Like search for it, like packaged like plastic. I'll put up a picture if I can find it, right? Packaged plastic milk. Literally packaged plastic milk. And that's what I was putting into a shaker, and I was adding it with chocolate flavored whey. Yeah, like the whey the protein powder, but it's like the chocolate flavored one where you look at the back and it's like 500 ingredients. Of course, I would feel like shit, like way worse on that bulk, right? So that was V1. That was Muscle Magnifier V1. And then Muscle Magnifier V2 was worse. It was absolutely worse, right? It was the same thing, packaged plastic, right, and everything, but I would I would add like just jugs of fucking slimy peanut butter. And I say slimy because the peanut butter I was using was precisely that. It was sugar. It was peanut sugar. It was not peanut butter. It was like this fake bullshit, right? It was the fake bullshit. Again, 50 ingredients on the back, fucking xanthan gums and rapeseed oil and soybean oil and all of this shit, right? And I added that, and I think I added some other like weird thing inside. I forgot what I added, right? Maybe it was like creatine. I think I added I don't know, but I added some like weird shit. It wasn't creatine. I added some weird shit inside, and that was V2. That was Muscle Magnifier V2, and thankfully I wiped that thing out of my memory. Now here comes Muscle Magnifier V3. What is Muscle Magnifier V3? Well, it is a muscle magnifier. It actually is very hypertrophic, right? And this time it's extremely healthy. Not like the other times before. It's more anabolic than the last ones. It's less calorically dense than, or actually it might even be the same. It might be contending calorically with V2, even though there's no peanut butter. Actually, no, with the peanut butter, probably V2 is better, right? But let me tell you about Muscle Magnifier V3, way better than anything before. So Muscle Magnifier V3 combines milk, not just any kind of milk. It's milk packaged in glass that's organic, pasture-fed, pasture-raised, grass-fed, grass-finished. But the milk doesn't come from a cow. The milk comes from something else. It comes from a different creature. It comes from a creature that's milk is so powerful. It is significantly more dense in calories. It has significantly more protein. It tastes significantly better. And it's just way better in practically all the realms. Instead of the 2%, 3% fat content milk you get from very regular cows, this, my friend, is water buffalo milk. Water buffalo. What the hell? I'm dropping you some secret sauce here, right? I'm dropping you some fucking secret sauce here that no one has ever told you before. Water buffalo milk. Now, when you get water buffalo, it's very niche and it's kind of hard to find. But if you can go to an organic grocer, you might have one of these, right? Just look around for like good quality buffalo milk. Look for pasture raised, grass fed, right? And look for this. Buffalo milk is so good that it's not homogenized. Homogenized means like it's mixed and everything. The fat and the actual liquid is mixed. It's not mixed. The fat kind of coagulates at the top, so you kind of have to mix it yourself. And it's cream basically. The fat is basically cream. Guys, when I say this is amazing, trust me when I say it's like it's the best milk I've ever had. I don't know how else to say it, right? It's practically the best fucking milk I've ever had. Water buffalo milk is just insanely good. So much better than regular cow milk. And when you get the glass bottle, if you're gonna get that, right, the fat coagulates at the top. What I do is I just kind of stick a knife through it and like I kind of have the fat sink down and like I start mixing it with my frother. Like it's a mixer, right? It's like a electronic tool. You mix it and everything. It sounds complicated, but I just do these extra steps. You don't even need to do this. You can just grab the fat, sink it inside, and you're set, like shake it, right? But point is, water buffalo milk. Water buffalo milk, right? And it's around 8% milk fat content. 8%. The milk you already have from cows is just 2-3%. But if you think we're done, that's not the drink. That's not the muscle magnifier V3. What you do is you grab unflavored whey. Unflavored whey. That probably tastes like chalk. It tastes like vanilla. It tastes like fucking vanilla ice cream minus the sweetness. It's just like it's extra creamy. It's very like nice and milky, and it's very weird describing the. It's not weird. It's just like it's hard to explain. It's like explaining color to a blind person. I can't really explain to you how it tastes. It tastes like dairy. It tastes like vanilla ice cream minus the sweetness, minus the sugars, right? So if you could just imagine that, it's very, very tasty. It's just like an extra creamier, but it's just like cream, basically. And this is the unflavored whey I use. You look at the back, you look at the ingredient list of this compared to all the other shitty ingredients list, you realize, wait. This shit is amazing. And it's way better than everything else. And it's of the finest quality protein you will ever find, right? It's practically on par with steak level protein and steak and eggs and like liver and shit, right? Because there's no shit in it. You grab this shit, you put 12 ounces of milk, right? Whatever, 400 milliliters of the water buffalo milk, 500, depending on how much you're feeling. You throw in 2, 3, 4 scoops of the shit, vigorously shake it, and gentlemen, you've just given yourself the muscle magnifier V3. The unbelievable amount of muscle gains you will make from this thing will speak for themselves. I will not hype it up any longer than I have to. If you take a look at the how a water buffalo is built, I'm like, it's obviously like, you know, how cows, whatever, right? I'm just making a joke, right? But this will actually skyrocket your weight, your strength, your muscle mass, everything. It's very good for you, right? You might feel bloated. You will feel bloated down the line, but I just put you on some fucking sauce. So I better see comments thanking me for this shit. I don't give this shit away to people unless they're in a secret group that I will talk about down the line. But yeah, I don't give this to people, basically. Now, welcome to the third controversial tip, which is to oversaturate your muscles with creatine. What does this mean, oversaturate your muscles with creatine? I thought Jeff Nippard told me that 20 grams per week and then just 5 grams of creatine every single day is enough. Now, creatine is a saturation supplement, right? Which means all you need to do is just saturate your muscles with it, like have a bunch of it, and then just keep on consuming it at a little amount to make sure the muscles have it, right? And generally, the consensus is like, you just do 5 grams of creatine a day. Here's the thing. 5 grams of creatine a day, that study was performed on men who were underweight. Not underweight, but they were at an average, they were at a weight of lower muscle mass than we aspire to be. So imagine like they tested it out on guys who are like 70 kgs or 160 pounds, right? And we want to be like 190, 200, 180 pounds, whatever. To saturate your muscles with this amount of creatine that would be equivalent to what they were at, you would need more creatine. It makes sense now, doesn't it? Right? So more is better, which means instead of having your 5 grams a day, double it. Simple. You can do 5 grams a day, 7 grams a day, 10 grams a day, right? Instead of 5 grams a day, use 7, 8, 9, 10 grams a day, right? So just do more creatine in general. And this will actually saturate it more, right? Which is, it's not full, your muscles aren't actually fully saturated with creatine, right? You consume more creatine, then your muscles will actually be saturated properly, the right amount. And I know this sounds so bro sciencey. I know it sounds like so unsciencey and everything. I've done my research and I've come to this conclusion that 5 grams a day for us is not enough, right? I don't think it's enough. And from what I've researched, from what I've looked into, you should have more creatine than 5 grams a day. You want to saturate it more because you want to weigh more, right? And you probably, on a bulk, you will have more muscle mass. You want to do more and more and more, right? So as you like really think about it, right? The 5 grams a day, they tell everyone this is the consensus. You think Eddie Hall, the guy who's like fucking 300 kilograms, right? 200 kilograms, or Kyriakos Grizzly, this monster, bro. You think him and his like he consumes 5, this little scoop, 5 fucking. This guy is built like a house. You think he's gonna consume 5 grams of creatine a day? No, of course not. It will be more. So apply this to your own existence as well. Consume more than 5 a day, right? And if I had to give a recommendation, I'll probably say like 8 to 10 grams a day of creatine. Now I am experimenting with a very expensive, not very expensive, I am experimenting with a more expensive, weirder, nicher type of creatine, which is creatine HCl or hydrochloric acid, right? Yeah, creatine hydrochloride. And I will tell you the results soon, creatine HCl. Very niche, there's not much studies done on this. I'm literally being a test subject, basically. You've elected me, when you watch my shit, you've elected me to just be this test subject. And I'll tell you the results soon of this because they are very surprising. So I am testing out creatine HCl in the meanwhile, right? But you just need to just stick to monohydrate. I will reveal the results of this experiment soon, and I think they're very, very interesting. The results of this creatine HCl experiment, and it like I'll reveal it eventually. But if you want to see more experiments like this and see like weirder, nicher tips and more crazy stuff, right? Just like this, and you want more tips and you want me to help you out with bulking directly, one-to-one. You want me to help you with anything in general in life, bro. Find Blackthorn. It is my elite group of members who literally kill the world in every single realm, the physical, mental, financial. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars being thrown around left and right. There's a guy who's, hello Tameshi. There's a guy who's fucking bigger than me. And I know Sawati, of course, but this guy he's inside, like this guy knows a lot basically. He's fucking huge. This guy's laterally crazy and everything. So our group is actually proper, right? And we work on the mental, physical, financial, all these realms together. Check the first link in the description, gentlemen. Join Blackthorn. With that being said, it's not for a lighter load, but for a stronger back.